Hi everybody, my name is Barry Schwartz and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, November 3rd, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com over the past week. First up, if you were sleeping for the past month, past 30 days or so, I have posted the November Google Webmaster Report. It pretty much catches you up on everything that happened over the past week or so, and so definitely take a look at that. Obviously, Google's testing a lot of things with their mobile first index, potentially rolling it out. We saw lots of algorithm changes that Google would not confirm. Google also killed off the first click free program, encouraging you to use flexible sampling with new schema. And they also went ahead and made a major change to how they handle country-specific search results for a searcher. So definitely take a look at that if you want to catch up on the past month. If you've been following these videos, you have no reason to do so, but it's there if you want to. Talking about Google algorithm updates, this morning I posted about a potential Google algorithm update that has started this week, or this past few days. So there's definitely a lot of chatter in the forums, starting to pick up. And some of the tools, I'll be saying about half of the tools have picked up on these changes, including Mozcast, SERP Metrics, Rank Ranger, Cognitive SEO, and SEMrush's SERP tracking tools. They all are showing fluctuations. I don't know if this is some type of glitch with the tools, with Google, or it's some type of thing that's rolling out or being tested. Yeah, so it should be interesting to see how those things go. For those watching live, just so you know, it seems like your comments are coming in about a minute or probably about 20 seconds after I actually talk about it, so I can't really incorporate your comments, but I do see them and I do appreciate them, so feel free to keep commenting live. And those who don't know, I try to do this on Facebook Live around 8 to 8:30 or so every Friday Eastern Time on Facebook Live. Google... yesterday morning, I noticed they were testing their rounded interface, but it seems as of last night, they started actually pushing it out to users. So if you are on your mobile device right now, or if you have a mobile device and you're not watching this right now, definitely go to Google, type in anything, and see if you see this now rounded interface, these rounded corners. And if you see those rounded corners everywhere, including these little cards that you can swipe, that's the new interface. I believe Google's rolling it out. I asked Google for confirmation. But we will see. We'll see if Google confirms it in the future. But again, it looks like it's rolling out. Doesn't really change much outside of the interface itself, making those things more round and curved. Talking about the changes to the search results. So, for example, Google said that no longer, if you go to like google.co.uk, will that define that you get UK regional results. Instead, Google's going to look at your IP address and where you are, exactly where you are, and say, all right, you are in London, you're going to get UK results, or you are in New York and you get US results. You can change that setting now by going to the settings button at the bottom of the page. It shows you here. Click on settings at the bottom of the page, scroll down, and change your country region over there. You can no longer change it by just going to the CCTLD of Google. Google, I don't know why Google changed it, but they decided to change it. It really shouldn't have an impact on search SEOs per se, because it's not really changing how the SEO works per se. But obviously, it changes the way you actually want to go ahead and check those search results for your clients. Google did a retake about what they have said about pruning content versus making content better. So that's pretty interesting to hear. And so just to give you some history, Gary from Google said that pruning content has never really helped with panda issues, with low quality site issues. It's always important to improve that content. And then somebody asked John Mueller, didn't you say pruning content or removing content from your website does help? And John said both strategies are valid. It just really depends on what you're trying to accomplish. He basically said, if the content is something that you want to have on your website, improve it. If it's content that you say, hey, it's not worth improving, or it's content I'm embarrassed about, or it's content that I want to remove, then remove it. It all depends about your resources and so forth. But I guess, again, if you want to rank for that content, you definitely have to improve it. Removing it is not going to help you rank for that content. That's somewhat logical, but at the same time, both content strategies are valid according to John Mueller. It looks like the info command, the info:/www.site.com, has stopped working fully. It used to show all of these links below. So if you see here, the cache URL, similar to link, et cetera, but now it's just a blank information. I'm not sure if it's a bug or something's changing with Google, but a lot of things have been changing with Google in the past 24 hours to 48 hours. Google said when you're doing multilingual pages, don't just translate them word for word. It should be translated in the native language and not just word for word, which makes no sense. So again, that's probably logical to most of you guys, but some people don't really think about those things, and they're kind of stuck too much in the fine details. Google says structured data is not necessarily required for rich snippets, but you'll have a hard time getting rich snippets without structured data. So that definitely is possible for Google to add rich snippets to your search results without you having structured data. I've seen it before. It comes up here and there, but it's almost impossible, John Mueller said. He said, basically, he said, John Mueller said in the past that, yeah, you said it is possible, and John said, yeah, it is possible, but as a matter of fact, it's rare, he said. And if you really want them, I just use the structured data. It's cleaner and it's easier, et cetera, et cetera. So that's that. And I promised all those people commenting, I will respond to your comments once I finish the video in Facebook directly. Some good questions are coming up. But this is a fast 10-minute video covering the whole entire week in SEO, so I have to go as fast as possible. Google said also around structured data that they don't want it. They don't want to have to rely on structured data in the future to show rich snippets or to understand entity data and factual data about your content. Gary said this at XMXEs. He said, yeah, we don't want to have to rely on it. The future of search is not to rely on webmasters marking up their content. They want to just be able to figure it out themselves. Of course, that's not feasible today. We don't know when they're going to remove structured data. Structured data is something that Google's pushing significantly with schema and so forth, so definitely keep doing it. But, of course, Google doesn't want to have to rely on webmasters to actually do that. That makes complete sense. I don't blame Google for saying that, but at the same time, it's not going away anytime soon. Just a reminder, if you want your pages to be indexed faster or certain content to be updated faster, you can use the fetch and submit to Google feature in the Google Search Console. Just definitely think about that. We covered that before, but just a little reminder. Google sent out a survey to Google Search Console beta testers this week, asking them to explain certain things that they see in those reports, and Google has sent out that survey to them. Maybe it's a sign that Google's going to release this tool to more people. It's hard to say, but the survey definitely did go out. Google may be showing emojis again in the search results. It might be a bug or not. Somebody was able to actually replicate it. I was not able to replicate it, but if you did a search for autographed baseballs on your phone, you can see there's a little baseball icon or emoji there, which is weird. AdWords also showing emojis in the search terms report. Again, I can't replicate this, but somebody was able to replicate it themselves, and it's basically was showing like a rose and how much those roses cost. So it was like if you want a rose emoji, it costs you $1.45 a click and also $6.94 a click. Pretty expensive emoji, don't you think? Google, but with AdWords, if Google employees click on them and they're on the Google IP address ranges on the VPN or whatever, and they're or the Google Office, those clicks do not cost. So when Google employees are clicking on ads, typically they don't cost you guys for that. So if you want to target Google employees for ads and for job listings and stuff, might be a cheap way to do so. Google is testing. If this loads, search results in a search for one single search results in a knowledge card, local knowledge card. So here's a local result card, and you can see there's only one search result. They do have web search results all the way at the bottom, but the testing showing a single search result, preferably the actual local listings actual search result in the actual local card. Regarding the new design test, they're also testing a new design for the did you mean in the mobile search results. So this is what it looks like. I'm just about done. So just my iPad is kind of slowing down. So this is what it looks like. A did you mean type of look over here, as you can see. Also, it looks like Google News, well, it's confirmed that Google News has actually broken all my RSS feeds for news search results. So I set up hundreds of RSS feeds to track news for you guys, to cover them at Search Engine Land and Search Engine Roundtable. And you can see I started getting these like, this RSS feed is deprecated. And I contacted Google, and Google basically posted something in the Google forums, basically saying, we're making some necessary improvements to our system that powers RSS feeds. As a result of this update, the Google News RSS URL pattern is changing. In order to continue getting them, you have to go follow these instructions, go to your computer, go here, and update them. The old RSS patterns will no longer work. I have to go through hundreds of RSS feeds and update this. Google could easily make the pattern work by just redirecting the old pattern to the new pattern with some type of syntax code, and it will work. But I have to go through hundreds of feeds and so forth. Right now, all my feeds are a mess. They said they're going to deprecate it on December 1st. It's gone. It's horrible. Eric Schmidt searches are coming up with CIA reveals rare images of Osama bin Laden's son. I mean, what is that? And I have to go through hundreds of feeds and update them immediately, which I don't have time for at this moment. So I'll try to do it over the weekend. Hopefully I'll have time. And finally, come on, load. Finally, this is not a crazy thing, but basically, Google does hold internal search conferences for their employees. Danny Sullivan said he went to one. He basically said on Twitter, at a search conference, by Googlers in search, for Googlers in search, demos, research, can't share other than the vision is pretty awesome. And then he said, this is how he feels. Again, that's pretty cool. Any event, thanks so much for those watching live. Thanks to those who watch later. This is the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz. Today is Friday, November the 3rd. This is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. Everyone have a great week, and I'll see you guys next. Bye.